Hi there and welcome back. Alongside accounting your sales, you may also want to recoup your costs. So in this tutorial, we will show you how to create a new cost and make sure it gets recouped from the right contract. To create a cost, let's go to the sales directory and select the cost page. We can create a new cost by hitting the create button at the top right of our screen. The first thing we can do is to give this cost a name for our own and artist reference. Let's say this is an artwork cost for Northern Zone SW Single, and that we name the cost artwork-W Single. Below, let's specify this cost amounted to 100 British pounds, for example. Make sure you always enter the cost amount as a positive number and in the value of your base currency. Next, we specify on which date we made this payment. FYI, this date is just for your reference and does not decide in which period this cost will be recouped. Below, we can choose a cost type that suits this cost best, so let's choose artwork. The list of categories you can choose from is entirely customizable in your settings, FYI. Below, we choose the territory and we can fill in the invoice number for our own reference. And then next, we can name the target periods. Let's say we are looking to recoup this cost in 2020 H1, then we type in 2020 H1. And next time we create our 2020 H1 period, it will be clear that this cost should be included. You can also give the cost a description and attach an invoice file for your own reference if you wish to do so. In the mapping area, we will now select who we want to recoup this cost from. If we select a track or release, it will recoup the cost from the cost contract attached to that respective track or release. If we select a contract, it will recoup the cost directly from that contract. In our example, let's attach this cost to our release Abyss. Now, that's our cost done. There is, however, a couple of things we need to consider to make sure this cost will actually be recouped. The first thing to consider, when we map this cost to a track or release, we also need to make sure a cost contract is attached to that track or release. If no contract is attached, Curve does not know from which contract the cost should be recouped, and it will end up in your unreported cost report. So make sure a cost contract is always attached. And do make sure the total participation rate adds up to 100, because if the total participation rate would add up to a total of 200, for example, you risk recouping the same cost twice. The second thing to consider, you need to make sure an applicable cost term is selected in your contract. If no cost term is specified, Curve will not know at which rate this cost should be recouped. And a third, you must of course also not forget to include this cost in your period. If the cost is not included in a period, it will stay unreported forever. So that's our tutorial on how to create costs. In our next tutorial, we will show you how to run a period and create statements. Thanks for watching.